I am Haleema Sadia and you're watching TAG TV News and Views Bulletin. Headlines: Russia offering a mediator role between North Korea and the US. Canada expels Venezuela diplomat. Christmas was celebrated worldwide. Extreme cold weather alert issued for the city of Toronto. Snow swept most part of Canada and the US. Tensions between India and Pakistan arose in the wake of alleged Indian spy Kulbhushan Yadav. Russia is ready to serve as a mediator between North Korea and the United States if both sides agree. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told CNN.
On Tuesday, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told CNN that Russia is ready to serve as a mediator between North Korea and the United States if both sides agree. Peskov said, "You can't become a mediator between two countries just on your own will. It is impossible. You need both sides to be willing." Peskov's comments come just days after the UN Security Council unanimously adopted a new set of U.S.-drafted sanctions on North Korea in response to Pyongyang's ballistic missile tests.
Canada is moving to expel a Venezuelan diplomat from the country and strip his credentials in retaliation after his Canadian counterpart was kicked out of the South American nation.
Of working to achieve that.
Canada will expel a Venezuelan diplomat and also bar the country's ambassador from returning, Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland said on Monday, 2 days after Venezuela booted out Canada's envoy for criticizing its rights record. Western nations and Latin American neighbors have been increasingly critical of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro this year, accusing him of stamping on democracy and human rights. Venezuela's expulsion of the Canadian diplomat over the weekend, Freeland said, was typical of the Maduro regime, which has consistently undermined all efforts to restore democracy and to help the Venezuelan people.
Christmas was celebrated worldwide. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, President Trump, and Queen of the United Kingdom delivered Christmas messages.
Merry Christmas, Canada. 'Tis the season to bundle up against the cold and reach out to loved ones near and far. For Christians around the world, it's a time to celebrate Jesus Christ and his message of compassion. And it's a chance to come together and give thanks for everything that unites us. Most of all, it's a time to appreciate the blessings of the season and look to the year ahead with optimism and hope. In 2017, people across Canada gave us a lot to be proud of and showed us the strength in our diversity. Canadians are neighbors helping neighbors, sharing warmth, compassion, and generosity, not just at Christmas, but all year round. As the 150th anniversary of Confederation draws to a close and we turn to the new year, we all have a role to play in shaping our world for the better. So this season and on into the new year, let's commit to making a difference. Whether it's lending a hand to a neighbor or volunteering for a cause we believe in, let's give generously and live out the values that bring us together. Let's also reach out and listen to those next door, across the aisle, and at the dinner table. Building a better world starts with where we work and live, in our communities and at home. During the holiday season, I also ask that you take a moment to remember our brave servicewomen and men and their families. They make extraordinary sacrifices to keep us safe. This year, our government made important progress for families throughout Canada. From strengthening the Canada Child Benefit and investing in early learning and childcare, to advancing reconciliation with Indigenous peoples and working for gender equality, and lowering the small business tax rate so entrepreneurs can invest back in their communities and create good jobs for the middle class and those working hard to join it. We still have a lot of hard work left to do, but I'm proud of all we've accomplished together. Each day, I'm grateful and honored to serve Canadians, and I can't wait to continue working side by side with you. From our family to yours, Adrien, Ella Grace, Xavier, Sophie, and I wish you joy, health, love, and peace this holiday season and beyond. Merry Christmas.
My fellow Americans, Melania and I are delighted to wish America and the entire world a very Merry Christmas.
At this time of year, we see the best of America and the soul of the American people. We see children packing boxes to brighten the Christmases of our brave men and women in uniform. We see families reaching out to neighbors in need. And we see communities coming together to serve one another.
In the season of joy, we spend time with our families. We renew the bonds of love and goodwill between our citizens. And most importantly, we celebrate the miracle of Christmas. For Christians, we remember the story of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph that began more than 2,000 years ago. As the book of Isaiah tells us, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." This good news is the greatest Christmas gift of all, the reason for our joy and the true source of our hope.
This Christmas season, we celebrate our blessings as Americans, and we pray for peace all over the world.
On behalf of Melania, myself, Barron, and the entire Trump family, God bless you, God bless America, and have a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
We remember the birth of Jesus Christ, whose only sanctuary was a stable in Bethlehem. He knew rejection, hardship, and persecution. And yet it is Jesus Christ's generous love and example which has inspired me through good times and bad. Whatever your own experience is this year, wherever and however you are watching, I wish you a peaceful and very happy Christmas.
Queen praises UK terrorism survivors. The Queen said in her annual broadcast to Britain and the Commonwealth that she was thinking about London and Manchester, the two English cities attacked by terrorists this year.
This Christmas, I think of London and Manchester, whose powerful identities shone through over the past 12 months in the face of appalling attacks. In Manchester, those targeted included children who had gone to see their favourite singer. A few days after the bombing, I had the privilege of meeting some of the young survivors and their parents.
So you come especially for the concert, did you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The birthday present.
What was it? Oh, right.
Very scary.
Very wicked.
Mm.
Yeah. To target that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's awful, but hopefully they'll mend.
Yes.
We'll get
But
better.
it's very interesting how everybody has united, haven't they, here?
It's been amazing, really.
Mm.
I described that hospital visit as a privilege because the patients I met were an example to us all, showing extraordinary bravery and resilience. Indeed, many of those who survived the attack came together just days later for a benefit concert. It was a powerful reclaiming of the ground and of the city those young people call home.
Christmas was celebrated in Pakistan and India as well.
As Christmas is being celebrated worldwide with fervour and gaiety across the nation, Mumbaikas have found a unique way to celebrate the festival of joy. A family grew 60 to 65 feet tall Christmas tree in their backyard in Worli in Mumbai, which is said to be India's tallest tree. The owner, Grace Jalana, said that a large number of visitors from far-off places have come to see their Christmas tree.
बहुत 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 कल तो बहुत लोग आया था बहुत और उस लोग ट्रैवल करते हैं 1 आवर ये ट्री देखने के लिए और मुझे लगा क्या मैंने मेरा ये विश पूरा हो गया.
Christmas is celebrated every year on December 25 and marks the birth anniversary of Jesus Christ. It is celebrated by all communities, both Christian and others. Christmas is celebrated by singing carols and exchanging gifts, as it aims to spread the message of peace and prosperity.
Environment Canada issued extreme cold warning. Snow swept most part of Canada and the US states from Midwest to Northeast.
Dreaming of a white and windy Christmas? About 55 million Americans were under winter weather alert Sunday from Iowa to Maine and could see anywhere from a dusting to several inches of snow as winter storms and gusty winds continued to sweep across the northern United States. Frank Gianoska, a Weather Channel senior meteorologist, warned that parts of upstate New York and northern New England were next on tap to see snow, as much as 5 to 8 inches in some parts.
Tensions between India and Pakistan arose high in the wake of alleged Indian spy Kulbhushan Yadav. India claims that Yadav's family was harassed in Islamabad, had to remove Mangalasutra, Bindi and bangles. Indian news agency Asian News International reports that India Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Ravesh Kumar addressed a media briefing in the national capital. Kumar said the Pakistani press was allowed on multiple occasions to approach family members closely, harass and hector them and hurl false and motivated accusations about Yadav. This was despite a clear agreement that the media would not be allowed close access.
As you are all aware, the mother and wife of Shri Kulbhushan Yadav met him yesterday in Islamabad. The meeting took place after requests by India for family access. Prior to the meeting, the two governments were in touch through diplomatic channels to work out its modalities and format. There were clear understandings between the two sides, and the Indian side scrupulously abided by all its commitments. However, we note with regret that the Pakistani side conducted this meeting in a manner which violated the letter and spirit of our understandings. This included the Pakistani press was allowed on multiple occasions to approach family members closely, harass and hector them, and hurt false and motivated accusations about Sri Yadav. This was despite a clear agreement that the media would not be allowed close access.
He added that under the pretext of security precautions, the cultural and religious sensibilities of family members were disregarded.
Under the pretext of security precautions, the cultural and religious sensibilities of family members were disregarded. This included removal of Mangal Sutra, bangles and bindi, as well as a change in attire that was not warranted by security. The mother of Sri Yadav was prevented from talking in their mother tongue, although this was clearly the natural medium of communication. She was repeatedly interrupted while doing so and eventually prevented from proceeding further in this regard. Deputy High Commissioner was initially separated from family members who were taken to the meeting without informing him. The meeting was started without his presence, and he could join only after pressing the matter with concerned officials. Even then, he was kept behind an additional partition that did not allow him access to the meeting as agreed. For some inexplicable reason, despite her repeated requests, the shoes of the wife of Sri Yadav were not returned to her after the meeting. We would caution against any mischievous intent in this regard. From the feedback we have received of the meeting, it appears that Sri Jadhav was under considerable stress and is speaking in an atmosphere of coercion. Most of his remarks were clearly tutored and designed to perpetuate the false narrative of his alleged activities in Pakistan. His appearance also raises questions of his health and well-being. We also regret that, contrary to assurances, the overall atmosphere of the meeting was intimidating insofar as family members were concerned. Family members, however, handled the situation with great courage and fortitude. The manner in which the meeting was conducted and its aftermath was clearly an attempt to bolster a false and unsubstantiated narrative of Sri Jadhav's alleged activities. You would all agree that this exercise lacked any credibility.
On the other hand, Pakistan's Foreign Ministry spokesman Dr. Mohammad Faisal rejected India's criticism.
The meeting of the wife and mother of Commander Jadhav has just ended. In his mercy petition to the Chief of Army Staff on compassionate grounds in June 2017, he again admitted his involvement in espionage, terrorism and subversive activities against Pakistan and expressed remorse at the resultant loss of precious innocent lives and damage to property. He has admitted of involvement in the assassination of SSP Aslam Chaudhry in Karachi. He has also confessed to targeting various workers of the Frontier Works Organization, FWO, who were conducting different construction activities in Balochistan, and also many IED attacks which were carried out in Quetta, Turbat and other cities, especially in Balochistan. He supported TTP and other groups, especially in the attack on the Mehran naval base, various radar installations and the Sui gas pipeline attack. All these were directly sponsored by RAW. Let us be very clear that Commander Jadhav is the face of Indian terrorism, especially in Pakistan. India was provided with a copy of the passport that was in the possession of Commander Jadhav when he was apprehended. The passport bears a Muslim name, Hussain Mubarak Patel, which clearly is not Commander Jadhav. India has been unable and unwilling to provide an explanation about how and why an authentic Indian passport was used on a false ID, not once, but at least 17 times as Commander Jadhav travelled in and out of India.
Thank you for watching TAG TV News and Views Bulletin with Haleema Sadia.